Hello again. Today we're painting a peaceful lily pad scene. I took this photo at my local park during last year's bloom and I really like the framing here. I always lay down a few towels to soak up any liquid that might escape. Today I'm using Holbein gouache from the Iridori summer set. I love these ones. We're going to be using spring green, evergreen, bamboo green, white, canola yellow, taisha brown, oriental blue, and scarlet. I'm starting off with a deep bluish green wash to set the tone. This photo you can see has some pretty deep bluish green undertones, so we'll start with that. Just adding the water here that you're seeing through the lily pads. Gotta get that base done first. You'll see I have 3 water dishes there. One is for super dirty brushes, the other is to get kind of the excess paint off, and then the little guy is just for really clean water. And you'll see me go in here once in a while with my heat gun to dry the layers before going in with more wet paint. And as a good rule of thumb, I try my best to use the rule of going from more diluted paint and more liquid paint all the way up to more concentrated paint. My washi tape started to peel off. I think this is an old roll and the heat was not helping, so just replacing it here. I mixed a warm, bright yellow for these lily pads that are looking a little less healthy. This was a mix of the canola yellow, white, and scarlet. And this yellow is going to be used throughout the painting as well, as more of the colors get detailed later on. Getting the right green to start with here was a little tough. I ended up playing with it a lot and testing little dabs on my reference photo, and I ended up using more white, blue, and red than I thought I would to achieve the right color. So just trying to go back and forth and figuring out the best one there. I'm just filling in the base color of the lily pads before worrying about getting more detailed. And for the next little while, you'll see me slowly but surely working on a mix of deep shadows, light, and other little details, like the little brown spots on those lily pads, some of the yellow in the center, little lines, little dabs of white and reflections on the water. adding some yellow edges to the lily pads here before finally getting to the last few touches here, and the stark white flowers, which I didn't end up doing a ton of detail on because they're just so bright. I felt that that would just muddy it up a little bit if I went a little too far there. I'm really happy with how this one turned out. Partway through, I decided to be a little looser with my blocking in of shadows, and I think that really paid off. Let me know what you think. Have you used this set of gouache before? I'd be interested to know if you really like it or not, and what your favorite set is. So far, this is my favorite set, so I tend to use it a lot more often than other ones. If you like hanging out with me here, please be sure to like the video and subscribe to stay in this space. Until next time.